lot of people that are women that come to the monastery and want to become a bhikkhuni. But quite often people have a sort of romanticized idea of what that is, and that it will solve all the problems. And actually, and that also counts for the monks. It's not so easy to ordain or bhikkhunis. It's difficult to find a place quite often where there is also training. And if you do get ordained, it's you run into yourself, and that's sometimes quite difficult for people, because it's not like by doing the practice, if you do the practice properly, it doesn't mean to say that you're constantly in this blissful state, and that everything is wonderful and harmonious. And you run into your own defilements and the defilements of the other people that you live with, and you learn to deal with that. But it's sometimes really difficult, because you have no way of running away. You can't go and like if you have a problem with your colleague, or you go home and you don't see them for a while, or you avoid them, or you go to the movies and you don't think about it, or things like that. And you can't do that in a monastery, because you're constantly focused on what's going on inside of you. And so the practice becomes looking inside of ourselves and staying there with mindfulness, and especially also loving kindness. Without loving kindness, it becomes really complex. But if you have that loving kindness towards yourself and stay with all these difficult feelings that might come up, you learn something about yourself. And you learn to become a better person, and you learn to let go of some of these defilements. And once you let go of these defilements, you realize that all you've let go of is suffering. And all you've been clinging on to was just suffering. And it's the sense of self in there that is the suffering, or that creates the suffering. It's so important to have like a good foundation in your practice before you ordain, before you become or try to become a bhikkhuni. And it is not something to solve all your problems. It's something where you really have to face all your problems, because wherever we go, we take our baggage with us, and it's not that we can run away from that. We have to face it, and that's sometimes quite difficult. And other people that around us, they might be the loveliest people in the world. They still press our buttons. You're still going to have problems with them because of your own defilements. And this is where you can really develop, is by facing that, by looking in that, looking at that with mindfulness, having that love and kindness towards yourself as well as to others.